7 tricks and traps of a private trustee. I hope y'all learned something. This is for your information edification. I do my best to step harshly on toes when it comes to these shows. Of those who, like to charge people, families, individuals, exorbitant amounts of, fiat for information that, in my opinion, it's not necessarily self-explanatory, but it's definitely not worth all the money people be charging. So, I'm looking to provide value here on the foundation, just for those who check out the show. Not everybody knows about this. This is a very, very private niche of us here on the foundation. So with that being said, yeah, man, 7 tricks and traps of a private trustee. This isn't an episode where you're gonna get goosebumps and be feeling good about all the things you can do with a trust. This is an episode where you probably get goosebumps and might get the pit in your stomach. You may have thought that you was doing your dance. Hey, I already got my trust down. I don't need to. I'm smart. I'm just gonna listen and check out stuff here and there. But really, okay. This episode might hurt your feelings. This episode might let you know that you're doing it in a way that isn't conducive with the proper administration. Of a trust. And I guess that just is what it is. So with that being said, I wanna start off by saying that maybe reiterating what I said earlier. There's very few people that I meet that understand the power of a contract. Very few. If people knew, that's how. Man, as soon as I say that, man, I lost the connection. It was like, oh, okay, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of agents out here. There's a lot of agents out here, y'all. I mean, there's a lot of misinformationers. How about that? Shout out to all the misinformationers. Because in all actuality, man, you got people trying to stand on nationality. You got people trying to stand on the land and stand on the Bible and try to stand on all these things, man. When in reality, if you can just stand on a contract, man. Ooh-wee. I'm not really gonna say anything more than that. Oh yeah, good looking. Thanks for the text. Woo, on it. I appreciate you. I'm not going to say anything more than that, man. If what I just said about, the power of a contract interests you, piques your interest, you just do your research, man. Who am I? Who am I? I'm no one. I am but a man on a journey passing through, yo. All right, let's get to this. 7 It wasn't hard coming up with 7. I just came up with the number 7. But it's easy too, you know. So when it comes to let me get serious. When it comes to the administration of a trust, when it comes to the administration of an estate, when it comes to administration of really any entity outside of oneself or the individual, if you understand what I'm saying. There are things that one needs to keep in mind, principles that one needs to understand, overstand, to know, and certain tricks and traps to avoid. So without further ado, I present you the foundation, the 7 tricks and traps of a private trustee. I'm gonna start off by saying I'm not giving legal advice, man. Nothing that I say ever have said can be construed as legal advice. How dare thee? And if you desire legal advice or some services of attorney, I suggest you find one, or 2 or 3 if you need. I do not do such things. Number 1, hands down, self-dealing. Let's get into it. Just 7. That's a trap. That's the biggest trap. It's the first trap. It's one of the hardest for people to understand, even though it's so simple. Because most of us are used to transacting business without even knowing that we're transacting business, administering a checking account on behalf of the individual, the name, whatever, in a way to where there's substantiation, which is number 3. But in a way to where there's no authority, there's no checks and balances. It's perfect. It's the perfect phrase I was looking for. As an individual, as a private person, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to ask anyone for permission. You don't have to write anything down. You can as soon as you can think it, you can be it. And that is your right. That is your right. That's not how businesses, and most specifically, that is not how trusts are administered. And one of the biggest tells of lack of knowledge of administration is self-dealing. What self-dealing is, period, hands down, is me. And I'm telling you, I'm not giving legal advice. Go to sleep. No. Self-dealing, hands down, to me, personally, privately, is I'm in a trust. Trust has a checking account in the name of the trust. I'm a signer as a trustee on the account. I want something. I don't have money. I use the money from the trust to buy what I want. It has no trust purpose, but I want it. And because I have access to the trust accounts, I use the trust funds to purchase what I want without authority from the trust indenture or from the board of trustees in the form of a resolution. No real authority to do this beyond the fact that I hold a debit card, a checkbook in the name of the trust, and I'm able to actually make this transaction happen because I have dispositive authority over the trust assets. 100% self-dealing. If it has no trust purpose, and I bought it for myself personally, it has more benefit to me personally than it does for the trust and its purpose. But I use the trust funds or cash. That is the epitome of self-dealing. It's lack of restraint, lack of accountability, lack of responsibility, lack of fiduciary execution. I want it now. I don't have any money, but I'm a trustee, and there's money in the trust account. So does it say anywhere in the trust indenture that you can do anything like that? And if so, what are the procedures? Is it like some sort of reimbursement procedures or something like that? Number one. That is number one. It was not hard coming up with number one. That is number one. Self-dealing. First trap. Let's move forward. Second trap. Commingling. 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 Commingling of assets. Commingling. So ultimately, my opinion with regards to commingling is you have trust assets. The trust owns a vehicle. Trust has an office or a property in its name with a driveway. But it's a very nice trust vehicle. It's brilliant. It's luxurious. And then as a trustee or a beneficiary, I mean, really, but let's just talk about trustees. You have a vehicle too. You have a property. You have a driveway. But as a trustee, you are allowed to use the trust vehicle for trust purposes. But every single night, the trust vehicle is parked at your residence, right next to your personal car. To me, that's an obvious example, especially when you show a pattern of this behavior. This is an obvious example of commingling assets. Commingling the trust assets with your personal assets on a significantly steady timeline, over and over again, habitually. Especially when there is a place that the trust owns or leases, that vehicle could be stored. Which means you drive your vehicle up to the trust property, jump in the trust vehicle during the day, park the trust vehicle, and then get in your hoopty and drive back home. Instead, you use the trust vehicle, take it home, use it for the groceries and bring your family to places and stuff like that. And, you park it in the driveway to your other car at your private residence. That's commingling. Same thing with money. Federal Reserve notes, whatever. Fiat, I don't care, whatever. Doesn't matter. If you have a personal account, and you're the trustee, you haven't opened up the trust bank account yet. You accept money on behalf of the trust, but you put it in your personal bank account until you open up the trust bank account. So now you have trust funds, trust income in your personal account, individual account, commingling assets. You take the payment in the name of the trust and hold on to the check. Use that check to open up the trust account. You can use a check in the name of the entity, whether it's a trust or an LLC or corporation. If you have a check in the name of the entity and that entity does not have a bank account, you can go to the bank with the proper documentation, EIN, governing instrument if it's a trust, or articles of organization or what have you, LLC. And you can take that check into the bank or whatever credit union and use that check as initial deposit for the entity. There's no reason in this situation that I just described to take funds and deposit it into a personal account until you open up the trust bank account. I've heard it. You think I didn't, a lot of these examples don't make up. I just recall them from memory. situations I've heard about or situations I've had the pleasure of assisting in either attempting to fix it or at least prevent it from happening again through education and specific training. Commingling. If you store, hold, or keep trust assets with personal assets, whether it's cars, clothes, money, it doesn't matter. It's called commingling, brothers and sisters. It's all bad in the worst way. Trap number 2. Moving forward, number 3. Three of 7, I would say lack of substantiation. Now, let me just touch on this one real quick. Lack of substantiation, no substance. Let me touch on this one real quick. People, so the mailers that I use to mail out certain documents and materials to trustees, the mailers I use, they've recently run out. So I had to order more. And it comes a lot in a big box. I'm saying that to let you know I've been doing this for a while. And I've dealt with a lot of different scenarios and situations and people and so on and so forth. And I've had people in trustee training. And, in trustee training, depending on how quickly you're able to grasp the information is how quickly you move. So some trustees, they, are able to get into trustee training and within a week, within like 5 to 7 business days, they have, their business trust checking account open with, a national bank is what I recommend, because essentially if you extrapolate your thoughts for a successful business over time, probably going to be traveling. And if you travel, across the country, it's nice to be able to walk into a bank branch of the actual bank that the trust account is located at, just in a different state. So at least they can pull the account up in their system and can help you if there's an issue and you're out of town. But people have their accounts, most people, I would say on average, a week or 2. But some people in 2 days and they have their accounts open. Some people move fast. But then, something happens with about 37% of trustees is when they get that account open, they get this this feeling of accomplishment or euphoria, or I don't know what it is, man. You can't. Some people, sometimes y'all amaze me. I'm telling you, y'all just amaze me. Like, wow, man, wow. But yeah, they'll get the account open and think that's it, and just be depositing money and going to the ATM and withdrawing cash out the trust account, just doing all this stuff, man. Oh yeah, and we gonna do this, we gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. And the illest is trustees, because trustees have my personal number and they don't call me, they don't run it by me. They just do some stuff, and if it don't pan out the way they thought it was going to pan out, then they hit me up and be like, oh, this is what I did or what I'm doing, and it's not working. Which, I guess maybe that's human nature. So, ultimately, I don't get mad. How can I get mad? But it is kind of like, man, I would have hit me up first before I did something. But yeah, man, buying stuff with the trust. Oh, they transferring vehicles in the name of the trust. No substantiation. No trust minutes. No resolution of the Board of Trustees. No bills of sale. No contracts. No, nothing. Nothing. No substantiation. I got my 9(8) number and I got my business trust account open and I can just do what I want because I'm sovereign, I'm private. Man, it amazes me. It amazes me the amount of people think just because they got a private trust and it doesn't owe its existence to legislation, that all the things that they don't have to do now. It's disconcerting sometimes. You know what I mean? No, that's not how it works. You got to talk about minimum contacts. Any trust, I don't care if it's private or not, if it's dealing in Federal Reserve notes, if it has a bank account and that bank account deposits and debits Federal Reserve note credits or notes, that is a minimum contact with the federal government. And partaking of a benefit of the public obligates that entity to the liabilities of reporting and potential taxation. I don't know what these people out here telling you, man. I don't know what these people out here telling you. Substantiation is key. You need minutes, you need contracts, you need authorities, you need resolutions, you need notes, you need a lot of things in order to properly administer a trust, a corporation, any entity really, and show substance, to prove the substance of the entity and thus the subsequent substance of each and every single transaction that the entity partook in, executed, whatever. Without that substance, without these necessary documents notating and showing authority for these things, whether it's minutes, resolutions, or the indenture itself, you're losing and you don't even know you're losing. Because you got to think about it. Every boxing match, every football game, basketball game, it don't matter. Every game, every. If you into basketball, cool. What's your favorite team? What's your favorite team? What's your favorite team? Okay, so what's the other team that you don't like? Just name a team that you don't like. Come on, man, real quick. All right. So your favorite team and another team they ever played, and then when they play the game, do you remember the game they played? All right. So who won? Exactly. It don't matter. When they were playing the game, they was already a loser. They just didn't know it yet. And that's what I'm saying right here. Anytime that two boxers jump in the ring from a different perspective, from a perspective of a point in the future, the loser was getting in the ring. But in the present, I guess they both all have the potential. And I'm saying the same thing. If you run around here thinking that you administering a trust and you don't have the proper substance or substantiation, you lost already. You in a fight where you think you win, but you're about to get knocked out and you just don't know when. And you're going to wake up and they're going to tell you, yeah, it's over, kid. And you be like, no. You're going to go to sleep now. You're going to wake up in the morning and, you lost the fight. You lost, and then you wake up the next day, it's today, it's a new day, but you still lost. And that's how it is. But a lot of people, I don't know if it's arrogance, if it's ignorance, if it's, oh man, I don't know what it is. I really don't. But I do know detrimental. Let's say that. So, no substance. Number 3. Number 4, compromised privacy. Compromise the privacy of the entity. Whether unnecessary registrations, I had I was talking to a trustee. They called me on my phone, and they're telling me that they're dealing with someone in the public. I can't remember if it's a bank or if it's a DMV or whatever. And this person that they're dealing with in the public, they're trying to do something. They're trying to record something, trying to title something. They're trying to do something. And this person that they're dealing with in the public is telling them that they have to take this instrument or the indenture and get it registered with the state. It has to have a state seal or something. Otherwise, it's not a valid trust. And luckily, this person called me because this person in the public who told them that was completely talking out the side of their neck. And these people in the public do that. You don't work there, and they've never seen you work there, so you don't know. So that a lot of times, if they don't know, they tell you what they think they know. And then if they know they don't know, and they don't think they know anything, sometimes they're just going to straight up lie to you. Sometimes they just straight up lie to you. Straight up lie. You're like, oh, this is that. And then you take your instrument. Oh, it's choppy. Check. So you take your instrument, you go down to the state, you pay this little fee and get it registered. Now it's a statutory trust. It's a statutory trust now. You just consented to statutory jurisdiction. And you had an actual contract private trust. But once you register, now it's a statutory trust. I've seen it. Compromising privacy in letting them know who the beneficiaries are. All the beneficiaries. I've seen people, they tell the bank or they tell these people, all the trustees, and they tell them who all the beneficiaries are. Like actual individual beneficiaries. Individual beneficiaries. All it takes is some hack or some nefarious characters that are associated with someone that works in that bank or someone who does actually work in that bank to be like, yo, these are the beneficiaries of a trust right here, which means they got money coming and coming and coming and coming. Compromising their privacy. Trick question. Is it your trust? I'm in the bank today, man. In the bank today. Put one of my family members on as a signer on a checking account that's owned by a trust where he's already listed as a trustee. And this woman was unfamiliar with trusts, and I just was not answering her question correctly to her, and she just kept repeating herself. And y'all know me, I'm very specific. So it's your trust account? No, it's not, lady. It's not my checking account. But it's your trust, though. No, it's not. I am a trustee. So you want to put this person on as the signer so you have the amended trust indenture? No, I don't. I have the original, which names him as a trustee. He just wasn't placed as a signer on this actual checking account. This woman interrupted me. And was like, oh, well, you're going to have to do this, and you know what? You're going to talk to so-and-so. I'm telling y'all, 9 times out of 10, the person you're talking to does not know what they're talking about. And if you do not know what you're talking about, they're going to, punk you out. They're going to psych you out. You're going there all, solid in your knowledge and stuff. Like, yeah, hey, this is trust and this contracting is pure and arcane jurisdiction. And then they get talking to, well, do this, you do that, and they're so serious, so convincing in their manner in which they're coming at you, whether it's out of ignorance or out of an understanding of a legislative entity that doesn't apply to your entity. They have so much conviction in their body chemistry and in their energy when they're talking to you, and it makes you start second guessing what you think and what you know. You start compromising the privacy of the trust. You start compromising the privacy of the beneficiaries. You start compromising the privacy of the other trustees, which is not necessary. Should be forbidden in the original trust indenture. And if it's not, what do you got shot? Number 5, mismanagement. Mismanagement. I'm the trustee. I know it all. I don't have to learn from my mistakes. It wasn't my fault. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm the trustee. And I'm going to take me in this account and I'm going to put it in the market and I'm going to buy these stocks. And I don't know why I lost all the money. It wasn't my fault. It was the market. It was Paul to me. That probably should be number 1, like arrogant individuals who think that they're finished learning in life. No one's when they're listening to someone, all they're doing is waiting for the turn to speak. They're not actually listening to you. These are the type of people that you do not want having any type of control or just positive authority over trust. These people do not take responsibility for their actions and are incapable of being held accountable, which is required. You to be able to be responsible for what you did wrong, so you understand that you did something wrong, so you can participate in corrective measures so that you don't do anything wrong again. If you're going to sit here and talk to me like you didn't do anything wrong, it leads me to believe that you're going to repeat this behavior. I do not want to deal with this.
Seconds.
So yeah, management of the trust funds, management of the trust assets. Oh yeah, this house is in the trust. I'm gonna take a line of credit out, home equity, because I got this business idea. And it's gonna bring more money to the trust estate. And somebody's gonna take this money. I'm gonna put this home equity line of credit on the house that the property is owned by the trust, and mess up the business. And now the property got repossessed or foreclosed on. It's not my fault though. Those are the people you want to keep away from your estate. Those are the people that you want to write specifically in the trust indenture that they are not ever to be trustees of said trust. We got about 30 seconds left in the live part of this broadcast. We will be streaming, so you want to call in 424-222-5250. Otherwise, you will be disconnected. You will be cut off, and you will have to check out the rest of the show in the archives.
10 seconds.
Mismanagement. Those who think they know when they really don't, and are not interested in learning that they do not know, and how to fix it and how to do better. Number 6, improper succession. Ooh, that's a trap. That's one of the biggest traps I don't hear anybody talking about. I don't care what you did to set up your private estate. Woo! You got all that money. Woo! You got millions in there. Woo! Boy, you got endowments. Woo! You got private placement accounts. spectacular. You have all types of investments. Woo! All types of passive income coming into the estate. Woo! You're doing it. Did you train your successors? Or did you just create this massive estate with all this wealth and just tell your successors, yeah, you're going to be the trustee one day of all this stuff that I created, all this stuff that I brought into the trust. Look at me, look at me. You spend more time talking about yourself, grandstanding with your successors instead of teaching them. Your estate is going to end up in the hands of some sort of corporate trustees. I'm dealing with a brother right now, man. Oh, man. Corporate trustees. I'm talking about banks. Because in certain estates, depending on the assets, if the family members are not competent to administer the estate, it must be administered by an entity that has a certain amount of wealth and has a certain designation with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And that's always going to be those banks and those high level firms. So you have the craziest, most vast estate possible. Mess around and you end up having some court appointed trustees, and you deal with the loss of family control of the estate. There's all types of trusts, all types of estate right now being administered in existence that are not being administered by the family members and are not benefiting the family members any longer because the family lost control. Horror stories every day almost. You gonna be crybabying? Baby, please, baby, no. And number 7, improper bookkeeping. Mismanagement of documents, minutes, contracts, authorities, notes, references, passwords, checking accounts, passwords, where they are, mismanagement. Not so much in the first generation because you have it all in your mind. But the successors, they don't know where all this stuff is. You may have told them that one time, but they may not have been paying attention the way that you should have been or the way that they should have been or whatever. You don't know what other people know. You don't know what other people don't know. And mismanagement of all the books and the bookkeeping and the improper bookkeeping, it's going to be a hot mess. Successors, it's going to be a lot of business. It's too much. I'm just going to go hire an attorney. They're going to go ask their friend's dad, what should I do? They're going to say, go hire an attorney. And kiss your estate goodbye. You might just be incapacitated. You might not even be passed yet. You might just, be able to speak. And before your eyes, you still know what's going on. Before your eyes, your whole estate, now the trustees is a bank. And they're rigidly adhering to the trust indenture and not giving any wiggle room, telling your successors when the successor call the trustees and tell them that they would want to do something. I'm sorry, telling your beneficiaries when the beneficiaries call the trustees asking for certain things, they're gonna tell your beneficiaries, well, you should probably get a job. Improper bookkeeping. Telling you, there's a lot of things that go into this situation. There's a lot going into this whole cool dance of being private. being sovereign and whatnot. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And if you're not prepared, you like one of them fighters that, didn't know that they lost when they was getting in the ring. Time and history will prove that, yeah, man, you lost that fight. You got knocked out in the third round. But you jumped in there thinking you was bad. You was pacing back and forth. You was jumping up and down and, shaking your arms and stuff like you was going to do something. You got knocked out in the third round, man. It's crazy. How many things are you doing in life where you lost already, but you still, especially with the trust administration, don't let it be that. Kind of went over, man. So, yeah, that's the 7 tricks and traps of a private trustee. I'm going to go through them. Number 1, self-dealing. Number 2, commingling. Number 3, lack of substantiation. Number 4, the compromising of privacy. Number 5, mismanagement of the funds, of the money, of the capital, of the trust, the assets. Number 6, improper succession, or succession planning, or succession education, or whatever. And number 7, improper bookkeeping and mismanagement of documents, and minutes, and contracts, and in some instances, beneficiary certificates, specific shares held from corporations, so on and so forth. Life insurance policies, mismanagement of all these documents is the 7th trap and trick of a private trustee. I trust you learned something. You know what I mean? Trying to think. I go to the phone lines because I kind of don't feel like it. And of course, there are other, tricks and traps. I just, 7 is a nice number. It's cool for me. And, I'll be very interested in what you think. Any other traps or tricks that I missed. And I really come up with these, tricks. I talked about traps. I'm just gonna be honest. But I'm gonna get into some tricks in the future. I've got into some tricks in the past. Check out archive episodes. But mainly, if you keep in mind that you are not the trust and the trust is not you, and if you don't have any authority or delegation, don't do it. You're not bad. You're doing actually pretty well. You're actually doing pretty well. Just trying to see y'all succeed, man. Looking to do business with my people. Let me go to the phone lines because I already know the blog talk. Look, I'm gonna take a call though. I'm gonna take some calls. Excuse me, 925-1306. Where'd that come from? 925-1306. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from? Nine two five.
Hello?
You on the air?
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Brian in the Bay.
Oh, what's up, man? This is a different number? You got a different number now.
It's no, I had to use this because my phone number, I gotta use the internet shit, so that's what it is.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
I heard they charging for blog talk. They charging for conference lines now. I heard these phone companies starting to charge. Oh, they charged you off the phone, huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, bro. It went. I couldn't hear nothing at one point. Anyway, no, I just came to show my, my support. That's it. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I've been studying stuff, and more and more I feel like, and like you said, people need to, contact you and make sure they're doing what they're doing. But yeah, more and more I go, man, I don't know enough. I'm learning stuff, but it's like, man, it's like more stuff to be opening up, and it's like, damn, so you just got to do your best to prepare to, take time to learn this stuff and use people that know it to help you get where you need to. So, that's pretty much it, man. So I ain't got nothing else to say. Somebody else might want to say something. And I appreciate what you be doing, and keep doing it as long as you want and as long as you can. And, people like me and others will support you. Simple as that.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely. Yeah, so I'm gonna take the next caller, man. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you, man. Hey, actually, I'm probably gonna call you like in the next couple of days.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But yeah, have a good night, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. You be good, man. Peace.
I think this is my guy, Mello. Peace, fam. What's going on, man?
Peace. Man, so what the biz is, man?
How you doing, man? Everything's well. How you doing?
Doing well, went through a few transitions and whatnot, what I'm saying, since then, so I picked up on, a few extra shifts doing some other things, so, still got the plans in for as setting up something for us, just for as my personal, well, not the personal, but for as the business, aspect. Now I got to get these bills and some more things I got in place, so I'm gonna need to set up now another stream of income, though, basically. So yeah, that's definitely what that is. Cause I don't plan on doing a lot of business in the personal name. You know what I'm saying? Even with the mailing, like I don't even receive a mail, so I ain't started that. I don't use the services. You feel me?
Mhm.
But for everything else, yeah, a few things I would drop and share with you, but I can do that in the private though. You know what I'm saying? A few things with the family. You know what I'm saying? A couple of changes took place. But other than that, everybody in pretty much stable condition. And yeah, that's what it is though. But I chimed in kind of late too, so forgive me. I'm unaware what the topic was or anything. So what the bill was actually.
We was just talking about the 7 tricks and traps of a private trustee.
Oh, okay. Nice. It's gonna be in the archives in a little bit, right?
Yeah, it'll be in the archives.
Okay. That definitely works. Number's still the same. Got it, number's still the same as well since you know that. But the phone, man, I had to get a new phone and some more things and crack this one. Not yet. As soon as I got it, man, it's damaged again, but it's all good. But, it wasn't what we got. Still afloat, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Still studying here and there, so it's all good, though. You know what I'm saying? No complaint. Just time to invest in a little bit now. Invest some of these dollars, these ducats,
I'll stay on the grind, family.
True. Definitely. So how the universe been treating you and yours, though, bro?
Oh, man. I've been busy. I've been blessed.
Right.
Learning lessons.
Right.
And keeping it moving, man.
Yeah, no, I haven't tuned in since the last time. I think since Ark was on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Finally got him back on Blog Talk. He came on. He did two shows. He came on 2 weeks in a row. So that was cool.
Two in a row.
Yeah, he came on and he came on the next week.
Okay. I'm glad you told me something. I can go back. Yeah, I can go back on there. I'm gonna check that out. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And he back in the private.
Yeah,
I ain't heard from him yet. He
right.
back in the private.
Right. Yeah. Got to balance that thing out, man. You know, come out here in the public, pull for some services. You know, then you got to balance that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Head back.
Man, he talk about this stuff. He talk
Mm-hmm.
about this stuff very reminiscent. You know, he talk about Blog Talk and consultations and stuff like a cool little job he had back in the day. And then you know how I was like, man, I should go check out my supervisor. And you mean well, but you really don't go check him out. Like usually be like, man, I should get on Blog Talk again. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. I don't know though. I can't say anything because he ain't told me nothing. I mean, I know the man's busy though. He's busy doing what he's doing now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks though, no doubt. Thankful though, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely what that is. But yeah, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta chop it up though, on the other side though, cause there's some things I want to definitely inform you on. So and took place since then. So yeah, it's definitely what that is. So, but yeah though, I'm not quite sure I tuned in late, but also though, quite sure them powerful 7 steps. So. A guidance to go by, you know what I'm saying, special instruction, and trustee, you know what I'm saying, training. So, yeah, that's definitely what it is, but, you know, another brick in the foundation, as they say.
Oh, yes. Appreciate you calling in, man. Glad to hear, good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you.
No doubt. I'm gonna hit you up on the line. I'll hit you up on the line in a little bit.
All right, man. Cool. Peace.
In a minute. Peace.
Man, I love it all, man. I got a headache, though. I don't do no more calls, man. I'm done. We out of here. I appreciate y'all checking the show out. Make sure you check out welcometothefoundation.com. At the very least, sign up for the email list. You can check out the PDF section. If you're interested in trustee training, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. Want a consultation, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. You can book a consultation on the website, welcometothefoundation.com, or you can email us at welcometothefoundation.com, and we'll shoot you an invoice, and then you satisfy the invoice, we'll do that dance. I feel like I had something else that I wanted to say. I didn't write it down, so I apologize. That was a disservice to y'all. But I will be back next week with another episode of The Foundation. I appreciate y'all checking me out. I appreciate, especially, those of you who have been down for significant amounts of time. I appreciate the loyalty. And I do want y'all to know, man, y'all can do it. It's just, one of the illest tricks that was pulled on us is convincing us that we're not worth anything, convincing us that we can't achieve certain levels of success, convincing us that we'll never have what we want, so we don't even try. And, I like to be at least a catalyst to work against that conviction. Mm-hmm. And, just know you can do it. You're worth it. But if you don't try, you'll never know. With that being said, just give it a shot. Want y'all to take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself this week. Check out the website. Welcome to the foundation. At least, maybe 10 minutes a day. Just read something that could, potentially benefit you in the future. But most of all, enjoy yourself and, believe in yourself. Start working on your way out. Start working on your way towards a better you, towards a better quality of life, towards a better, existence. How about that? Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. I love y'all. Until next time, peace to the God.
High Frequency Radio.